Hi, welcome to the Retirement Railroad 2.0. I'm Steve, and it's another gorgeous day here in Oklahoma. The garage door is open, the fan is on, and I'm just enjoying this weather. Today will be episode 38 of Workbench Wednesday, and the first of a short multi-part series in what I am going to refer to as the three little engines. That's right, engines. Why? Because these three engines were donated by Mr. Lynn McCurdy.
One little, two little, three little Indians.
All right, so how'd this all start up and transpire? A couple months ago, on our Friday Live and Mail Call series, I was talking about this little SW 1500 Athearn Blue Box dummy locomotive and how I would like it to have sound and lighting. And you can do that two ways. You can do it like I did the cow and calf and put a wiring harness between the two. Or you can simply put a standalone, an extra decoder, speaker, keep alive lighting, and make a standalone educated dummy. All right. So that's what I've done with this one. One of the three little engines that Lynn donated following a conversation on our Friday live stream where I was talking about what I wanted to do, he held up this one and says, "Hey, I got three little engines, and maybe they could help you." So he held up this SW 1500, and I said, "Yeah, all right, it could probably do the trick." And so I took it apart, and the reason I was having so many problems with the Blue Box dummy was the fact that the trucks can't pick up power. Plastic wheels, plastic axles. That's easily solved, drop in metal ones. But it still won't work because the pockets or bushings, let me pop it apart here, where the axles fit into the side frame, all right, are plastic. And thus you can't get it to conduct electricity from the wheel up to the plate, or the wheel up to the frame. All right, and if we look, I'll try holding it up here, and if you see these pockets right here, all right, on a powered unit, they would be brass. In this, they are plastic. So, no good, no bueno to be used to conduct electricity from the rails all the way up through to the locomotive itself. So, what did we end up doing? Well, I took the wheels that were in the SW that Lynn had sent and used them because it was this was a powered unit, the Union Pacific that he sent, but it had a high amperage motor, which I didn't want to utilize because it was pushing 1 amp, and at 1 amp you're likely to pop a decoder. So, but I did use his trucks out of that unit and put them into here. So now, as you can see, I have a speaker, a decoder, a keep alive, all in this dummy, unpowered unit. All right, and so now it has sound, and it has lighting, and everything is hunky-dory with it. The other thing was, CNEI John needed the railings off of a switcher. So this unit will be taken to John next time I take a trip over to Tennessee. So it's a win-win. Now let's see some of the more intricate details of what I had to do. So I did have to mill out the frame a little bit and run the wiring and so forth. So stay tuned and we'll take a look at that. All right, so what I've got is I have replaced the harness to one that accepts a keep alive, and the speaker is now secured underneath this plastic, and this supplies a base for the decoder to sit, and the keep alive. And we should be able to get this thing buttoned up here pretty quick. Now the other thing I want to mention is that the couplers, I'll have to shave off the frame here and here, taking the couplers off, because anytime, especially on these old blue boxes, where you have metal frame that conducts electricity, all right, and the routing of the electricity comes through the frame, then when you have metal couplers, a metal coupler box, a metal clip, all right, that means that you have the common, or the one side, one rail, electrified on these couplers. So if I had, let's say, another similar, let's just do it this way. If I had two, okay, and if we notice, let's say we are running them in tandem, we've got them consistent together, and you'll notice that the red side on both of these is the same, okay? If I consist them together back to back, now we have red on opposite sides, we have common on opposite sides, and if they're coupled together with metal couplers, like I have shown, now we have a short, all right, a dead short. So to solve this problem, what we will do is we will install plastic coupler boxes here and here, and then we can still use KD metal couplers, but because it's plastic coupler boxes, they're no longer part of the electrical circuit, and if reversed, they will not create that dead short. Same thing applies to this one. All right. All right, so we've got the couplers done. They're now insulated. Plastic coupler boxes. Frame is cut so that it will ride perfectly. All right, everything's in the shell. It rolls easily, as a dummy should. So let's see how it sounds. shall we? Now keep in mind, this is a SDXH166 decoder. It's this decoder's about, what, 4 years old? And it's the old Digitrax premium decoder. The 166 series has been replaced by the 167. And I have changed the sound profile and put a different profile in it. So it should sound pretty good, even though it's just a standard, cheap Digitrax style speaker in there. But the way it's configured with the plastic decking in there, it makes its own baffle to help with the sound. So let's fire up this baby. Sounds pretty good, I must admit. And I'm gonna stifle one of the microphones for a minute so you get a true sense of it. And let's take her up through the different speed steps as it notches up. So as this is consisted with another locomotive, and even though there's no motor in this, the sound profile will notch up accordingly with the other locomotive. And that is notch 8. The lights work perfectly. Alright. So she's good to go. And to put back on the track, bring her back down to idle. And it's got a stay alive in it, even though not for a motor. So it does a pretty good job of, it shouldn't have any sound blurps as it goes down the track. We can put her on the layout. Alright, so that project was frustrating and rewarding, between the figuring out that the decoder had to have a load on it, a motor load, in order to be programmed, which means either wired to a motor or a resistor in line. And then the short circuiting, cold shorts of reversing it for a steel framed, steel or metal couplers when reversed back to back. But both those issues are solved, and let's take a look at it, shall we? All right, with that, I want to thank you for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad. Workbench Wednesday, I think it was episode 38. I'm Steve, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.